Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Excel. In this module, I want to have a look at how you can create a household budget. So on the screen, you can see there's a budget already set up here, which I use. What I want to do is try and recreate some parts of this. So basically how this works is whatever I spend, I've got some categories here, I just put the amount into this column, and then the last week, so if I put some say if I put £20 in there, that £20 goes up there. It shows you the last week's spend. I'll just delete that because I haven't spent that. And what you've got here are two graphs, one for the week, one for the year, telling you what categories you're spending your money on. So at the moment, I'm going a bit mad on buying equipment, getting stuff done in the house. And here you've got a list of categories and the monthly spend. So it's using the SumIF function, and then you've got the annual spend. So you can watch where your money is going, how your money is going, and keep a tab on things. So this is the sort of thing I want to create, something similar to this. So I'll get myself a blank file. So what we need is some categories. So I'm not going to use as many categories as that one, but let's just say we've got car, money on your car, taxes, food, just the main categories. I've put booze down. I'll put booze down, well, that means entertainment and all those sort of things. Mortgage, if you've got a mortgage, or rent. Just a quick look, what else have I got down there? Equipment, holidays, miscellaneous, and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'll just put, well, let's say we have a holiday spend, like so. That'll do. Oh yeah, utilities. And whatever other category you want to use. So let's say that's the categories I'm going to use. Now across the top here I need some dates. This little bit here I'm doing is the last 7 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in there I'm going to type equals today, which is the today function, which will give me today's date, and then I'm just going to minus 1 from that coming back, and then that should give me a week's of information, and then we would have the total at the end there, like so. Now if I put total here, and then we're going to add up everything we spend in the week, but we're going to use a formula to pull the information in. So just use auto sum and select this area, click the tick, pull that across to the end, right to the end, and then we can have a look at each category as a total. So what have I spent on my car in the week? Tick that one, and then just double click that down. All of this area needs to be in pounds, and I'll also grid this off and colour it in. Colour the bit in the middle where we're going to have the different sets of data. So that's the first bit done. Now the bit that I'm going to use to actually fill in is going to start over in column J. So what I need to do is copy these same categories and just put them there. I can move them across if I've not made enough space. And then what I need to do is I need to put some dates in here. So I'll just do a couple of, so I'll do the 1st of May 21 and just pull it forward to the 20th of May. So we're on today. I'll go past it one day, and I'll get all the hashes. So you click on the little button in the corner and double click on one of the dividing lines. That just opens that up. So if I just grid this off as well, so we've got the same thing. Now obviously you go down or go across as far as you need to. I'm going to put total there, so I will grid that off. Total. So we need to have the auto sum there to add all these up. So just adding up what we're spending on each day, pull that across to the end, like so. Now, all of this also needs to be in pounds. What I've used is, for this, I've used named ranges. So for this area, on mine, I've gone all the way to the end of the spreadsheet because I've been using it for years. So I've just done it slightly different to what I'm going to do today. But basically, I need to name these rows by the labels themselves. So I'm just going to highlight this area, going up to formulas, and this option, create from selection, is going to say, do you want to use the left column, these labels, to name this space? Yes, I do. Okay, and then if you just highlight one of the spaces just to check it's actually done it, that should be called car, and you can see car up there, and the rest of the names are in this list. So that has named that area. Now if you want to do some analysis on just on this, you can use the SumIF function. So what I want to do is look at using the SumIF function to pull the information off from whatever goes in on this spend to show me the last 7 days. Now you can change this, you could have this on a different sheet, you could have it going back 28 days or 30 days, however you want to look at it, and then you can do your graphs on the totals at the end there. It's going to be a bit wider, that one. So let's just put some figures in. Let me just say I've spent £10. Just pull that across. Let's say I spend £10 every day, or up to that point I've spent £10 every day on my car. You can see the formulas are working at the bottom, but nothing is coming up here. So on the 14th, so I went up to the 14th and past the 14th, I spent £10 on my car, but nothing's come up there. So what I need to do on this one is put a SumIF function in that's going to pull that information across, and these dates are not named, but I'm going to name these dates. I'm going to highlight these, so I'll just call these dates, just type it in there, dates, press enter, called dates. So now I should be able to use a SumIF function that's going to look for dates. So if I just type it in there, equals SumIF, so the range is going to be look at dates, comma, criteria is if it equals that, comma, and then some range car. I've called it car, and then tick, and then it brings that £10 in, and up to the 17th. If I just go back, how far did I go? Just to the 17th. So that's working fine. So now, and then it's adding that up at the end. So what you do now is the same for each of these. So equals SumIF dates is equal to that date. In this case it's taxes, and equals SumIF dates is equal to food, comma, is equal not to food, is equal to that date, comma, food, and SumIF equals SumIF dates is equal to that date, criteria is booze, and equals SumIF dates is the range, date is what you're looking at, mortgage, and equals SumIF dates is equal to that date, holiday, and last one equals SumIF dates, comma, is equal to that date, comma, utilities. And then just to check that works, let's just pull this one down, I pull it down on the 14th. So that should have worked. That has worked. So we can now pull these across. We don't need to worry about dollar signs because I've used name ranges. That is the dynamic part, it's moving, like so. And it's totaled at the end. Now if you want to do a pie chart on that, you can just highlight these, use your control key, highlight the figures and insert pie to 3D pie. So just move that over there. I always like mine to be black. Don't need these labels down here. Right click, add data labels, right click, format data labels, and you can do the percentage option, category name, take value off, and like that. So it tells you what you're spending your money on. Get rid of the title, or you can have a title if you want. So in this case we're spending 40% of all our money on a car, which is not good, but you can see how that would work there for your weekly information. Now if you want more analysis than that, let's say you want to total, so that's giving you a week, you want to do the total for the month, how much have you made for the month, you will have to use a slightly different formula. So I haven't got a month's worth of data there, but if I just go back to the other sheet so you can see it on that one, I've already done it. View. So what you're doing is you're looking at dates, so the dates are the same, I've named the same thing, and then this is the formula that you need to put in. So it's open quotes, greater than or equals to, close quote, and then you need the and sign to join this function today, and then close the brackets on the today function and do minus 30 days. And then the named range that you're looking at is fuel. So you want to look at the 30 days for fuel, and if I go on to the annual one, it's just going to be exactly the same, except it says minus 365. So SumIF date, still using the SumIF function, and that is what you want. So if I just copy that, let's see if I can just copy that and just drop it into the other file, so I don't have to start from scratch, and paste that in there. So let's just check that's going to work. I haven't got fuel as one of my categories, so it's not going to work straight off, but it's come up with name, so I'll change fuel to car, and it comes up with £170. So if I go to the end, oops, I haven't got a total at the end, but this should be 170. There it is, 170. So that would be, if you copy the labels, paste the labels down there, and just pull this down and change the name at the end of each one. So this one's going to be taxes, which is just 10. This one is going to be food, and this one's going to be booze, and then mortgage, then holiday, and then lastly utilities. So this gives you the scores on the door for the month. Just put the grid on there, and then you can just double check this. If I add some figures in there, so if I add another 10, you can see it's going up to 20 on that, each of those elements, so it does work. And then you might want to do a graph on this. It's just a straightforward select and create yourself a little pie chart for the monthly spend. 3D pie, get rid of the title, or you could call that monthly. Get rid of the labels. Right click, add data labels, right click, format data labels, tick the percentage on, category name value off, get rid of that, make it black, get rid of that, duplicate again, and then you're just going to resize this graph so it now fits next to the other one. So they're going to have to be quite small because of the space. I haven't left much space for these charts, but if you want to make a graph a particular size, you can just click into the format tab and let's go for 7 centimeters square for that one. See how that's okay. It's a bit tight, but if I do the same for the other one, 7 and 7, then you can bang these together like so. And if you use your shift key and click on the other one and then right click, you can group them and they become one item. So in a pair you can move them up and down like so. So now we've got a weekly analysis going on, and whatever you do at the top here, if you spend money, say £50 and 45 and so on and so on, that should pick it up. So what we need to do is probably split the screen. I'm just going to move this to the left a little bit because you need to see these labels. So if I go to view and freeze panes, let's see if I've done that in the right place. No. Unfreeze. Freeze there. Still not done it in the right place. Freeze that one. Get it right in a minute. That's it. The line's gone down there now. So that stays there. So as you come across, you can see wherever you are in terms of the month or dates. So you've got 16,000 columns going across to the right, so there's plenty of space. But if you're going to do this like I've done on my one, those named ranges don't just stop after a month. You can get them going on and on to the end of the spreadsheet. What you do is go into the name manager, and where it says AE13, you put in the last column, which is XFD, I think it is. Just have a check on that, and then this would go on forever and ever. But that's basically how you can create a household budget spreadsheet ready to use with some nice little analysis going on. So hopefully that was of use to you, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for your time.